Yeah, I've heard you say whoever controls the trade routes, really, they're calling the shots. They're leading.
They're really controlling the world,
Yeah.
geopolitically, economically, and in large measure through communication and military. So this is so important, and there is a war that is raging, and people must understand this. It may not be fought visually right now with bombs and bullets, but there is a war that is raging between these polar opposites in our world, between the United States and China. But you have this conflict that is raging behind the scenes. And right now it is really geopolitical, not so much where you're seeing, ships and submarines and fighter jets specifically between the United States and China, although there's a lot of movement of those components in the world. But there is a conflict of who is going to control these trade routes. And remember that China is a producer or manufacturer of a lot of low-cost goods. And so historically, we've been getting a lot of the West, Europe, America, have been getting a lot of our products manufactured inexpensively in China. Of course, COVID was a major component, and then supply chains were disrupted. And there's been a lot of talk about having to bring the manufacturing closer to home or to move it to other locations that may be more secure for the West, for Europe and for the United States. Well, China announced many years ago what's called the Belt and Road Initiative. And that Belt and Road Initiative is their trade routes that they propose and are pouring lots of money into around the world in various key locations, from Africa to the Middle East to Central Asia, to move their products that are produced in China, low cost, and to move them to Europe, to the markets that can purchase them. And so China has been working towards this for decades. And really, in my estimation, America has really been playing catch up. And I think once it dawned on America that we better do something or China is going to rise to a level of dominance that it would be hard for anyone else to play in the game. That the United States has really, I think, been on a trajectory to bring counter and to rival some of these trade routes and this Belt and Road Initiative that China has been working towards for the past several decades.
Now that trade route that they've been working on, that's super important because as I've understood it, so China's off the map here, but if we bring that through to where what you were talking about, they're talking about coming through this whole region,
Yeah,
which is Iran.